Programming Consciousness, the 31st of May, 2025. Even if people were able to program an artificial intelligence which would mimic the artistic representation a person does, from drawing, sketching, scribbling, or even painting, the artificial intelligence will not be able to do the same work. It is not merely about the final product, it's about the meaning embedded in the work itself. People who seek art for the purpose of showing off that they care about art or to gain popularity and honor among their friends and nothing else would not understand that. Artistic representations contain meaning that is only understood and found relatable with the artist who produced the art. People who observe the art and view it would only be able to interpret the art by the way it makes them feel, but they wouldn't understand it fully as the artist understands it. In an anime series, Hunter x Hunter, the characters provide an interpretation of art when it comes to the making of a pot or multiple handmade items. The person who makes the art infuses it with a specific type of energy, with an aura, imprint. This aura represents the collection of experiences and struggles endured by the artist, formulating the meaning behind the making of the pot. Every item is imbued with the aura of the person who made it. That said, the artist is the one who understands what the art means, and people only observe for the different interpretations they produce of the art. Or, in normal circumstances, they observe the art to appreciate the feelings it makes them feel. In the age of artificial intelligence, however, art produced by the machine would only be interpreted as an analysis or as a mathematical deduction. Thus, its meaning is measured solely by how close the art is to a human production. This way of art production is human-centric, having no meaning other than mimicry of humans and producing items for a consumerist society. It lacks the meaning and invokes no significant feelings in those who observe the work. In fact, if anything, such artwork produced by machines would be scrutinized in a way to identify the faults in the machine algorithm, or cause people to fear deception in the future, or to doubt the things they see digitally. To that effect, artists will not lose their jobs because of artificial intelligence. On the contrary, they would be delimiting the boundary between machine work and human work. It would be obvious that a human had produced an art piece, just as it would be obvious that a machine produced another. They wouldn't be competitors of one another, but only opposites. Humans have life in them, making them have the ability to be creative, to evoke meanings, to translate experiences and life endeavors into their work and into their art. They have consciousness and awareness of what they want to happen. A skilled human artist would even be able to choose the feeling he wants to evoke in others who view their work. Machines do not have life, they do not have consciousness, and they can only replicate what humans produce. They cannot want to do something, and they do not have motivations. Thus, they cannot choose to do something because they do not have free will. But that's a different topic. When an artificial intelligence produces something that has flaws, the programmer would work on fixing the algorithm to avoid similar things from happening in the future. The machine will have no control over whether or not the results change. The programmer takes full responsibility for the results because of the algorithm they fixed. When a human produces something with flaws or acts in such a way that is against the laws and regulations set by others, those who are around him would advise him to change and to fix these things. Whether it is a wrong technique used to produce the art or a wrong behavior which goes against their upbringing. However, the human has the free will to choose whether to change the behavior or to remain upon the same behavior. The human can choose whether to abide by the laws or to disobey them, whether to remain with the group or to do away with them and to find a different group. It is no wonder that those who think that they have a right to identify as anything they desire can only be likened to those who choose to defect from the group, who ultimately would claim that no one can decide how they behave or set up rules, laws, and regulations to govern them. Such people are those who claim that they do not identify with anything, even humanity, and would rather choose to identify as dogs or pigs, so long as they do not have a law or rule that they must abide by and respect. To identify as a machine, however, is as easy as actually being a machine. The machine would not desire to become something else, because this is how it has always been, and it is how it had been made. It does not have a desire to do anything other than be itself. It does not demonstrate feelings, and it does not have a consciousness to understand what being something else means. No human can be something they do not understand, and since artificial intelligence is built to imitate human behavior in an algorithmic manner, then no machine would ever have the chance to be something it does not understand. It cannot understand anything on its own to begin with. Humans cannot teach machines to understand because humans sometimes do not understand for reasons beyond their own abilities. Understanding something and even consciousness is given to humans by God, and He alone makes it possible to understand and to reason. Humans cannot even program consciousness. It is something that no one understands except God.